How's it going, folks? Thought I'd do a little bit of just a quick roundup on what's growing on in the aquaponics for you supporters, and I might do something similar for everyone else on YouTube later on in the week. I've actually got an idea on a main video for this week, and it's a couple of frequently asked questions, not so much that I get, but I have seen posted on Facebook in particular. One of them has to do with, well, if you're growing fish in the system, can't you grow all their in the system using the same nutrients? So I'm going to answer that. The other one I see is a lot of people have problems using Uniseals in particular, so I thought I'd just do a quick little a couple of pointers basically on how to use Uniseals and where you should use them and where you shouldn't. And the third one I'm not 100% set on yet, but basically, is aquaponics right for you? Because I have seen a lot of people say they want to save money, so they want to start an aquaponics system rather than growing in the ground. So something, you know, along the lines of, well, actually, it can be rather expensive depending on how you go to set up your own aquaponics system. That is, depending on whether you want to feed the whole family or just want to have a crack at a couple of koi with some pretty plants on the side. But anyway, enough nattering on about that. I'll flip the video around and give you a bit of a gander at how the system's travelling along. So this bed here is doing fairly well. I'm having second thoughts about what we're going to do with these chilies here, but more about that in the video I shoot later in the week. Just to give you a look at these Brussels sprouts. They're actually not doing the best, and we're starting to see aphids all over them. So while it was a good attempt, it's just getting a little bit too hot here. I think we had 36 or 37 degrees the other day. So I'm actually thinking about pulling these out and donating them to my sister's chickens. At least they'll get some greens out of it. Bianca's a bit disappointed, but I'll try again next year and I'll plant them earlier. The perpetual spinach is doing all right. I've already nipped off a few greens for that. The tomato going gangbusters. One thing I did want to just let you folks know is we're starting to see some more of those black aphids on here. So I'm actually thinking about pulling them out, dividing them up into different areas around the patch, and yeah, making sure I give them a good blast with the hose this time. The other thing that happened is my broccoli, it split during a storm the other night, and I did have a nice little spike with little head forming come up at the base just there, but it broke off entirely. So, oh yeah, and this broccoli, after I harvest some more bits this afternoon, it will be going over to my sister's as well, because I noticed we're getting those little cluster caterpillars. There we go, you might be able to see them now. We're getting an outbreak of the cluster caterpillars, and I also noticed there was, oh here's a few, but a load of aphids under some of the leaves, so I thought I'd just get it out of the system. Yeah, and I'm sure I can think of something else to plant up the end here. Bit of a sneak peek at the potatoes. We are getting a couple of pests on here. The 28 spot lady beetle, there's one just there. And I did notice, as I was standing there, we have got a caterpillar, one of those looping caterpillars just there. So I'm going to have to come along and yeah, get rid of some of these fellas. There's another one of those 28 spot lady beetles. But the soil and the clay potatoes are still going well. But unfortunately, I think it's time to pull the coconut coir one. I might actually pull that out of the system tomorrow and include it in a bit of an update for everyone else. Around here, the beans, we took some beans off the other day along with some broccoli, and I'm starting to get smashed by the bloomin' cabbage butterfly. Actually, that looks bigger than cabbage butterfly. I wonder if that was a grasshopper. Yeah, I didn't notice that this morning. But anyway, we are definitely getting some caterpillar damage on there, so I've pulled out the sprayer, the mint soap, and I've got my little baggie of Dipel that we're going to add in there as well. So yeah, try and treat them. These bok choy, by the way, are going absolutely great guns. They're smashing it compared with the ones on the veranda. In fact, I'm thinking about pulling the ones on the veranda and using that nutrient to feed some plants down in the root pouch tray, just because they're looking so stunted. These guys are just flying out the gate. Same as the cabbages. The cabbages really are doing fairly well, except for the odd little outbreak with the caterpillars. I squished a few small ones this morning, so hopefully the Dipel will look after the rest of them. Took that lettuce out, letting one go to seed, along with this cos one. And yeah, that's pretty much all it. The fish are slowly finishing off their afternoon feed. Sorry I haven't been doing regular updates over the last couple of days. A couple of things just got on top of me. It was a little bit hard to hop online and post an update, but you've got a bit of a one now. The driveway, we're looking at alternate methods to stabilise that. We're using a grid called GeoCell, I think it's called, which we need to pick up next pay in a couple of weeks' time. And then once that's done, we can start clearing out the aquaponics area, because I'd really like to start chopping up those black IBCs and filming a bit of a video on them. So yeah, if you guys do have any suggestions for videos that I can do while the garden's in a bit of a downtime, I really would appreciate it, because yeah, I don't want to keep having to post update after update. I'd like to actually have some educational content on the channel, and at the moment I just really don't have a lot to film, to tell you the truth. It's been over 10 years since I started doing these videos, and yeah, I'm just feeling a little bit stale. So any suggestions from you folks who support us are greatly received. But yeah, I think I will pretty much will leave it there. Try and edit this for you guys and get it up tonight. So I was just spraying all the aphids and the brassicas, and forgot to mention that we have ginger that has sprouted. The overwintered ginger, that one there sprouted, and I thought I saw another one over here, but I may be wrong. And over in this bed here, we have 5. We have 1, 2, 3, as we'll shoot over the back, 4, 5 sprouts from last season's aquaponic ginger. Didn't really do much chop, so I just figured I'd leave it in here. I think it was the salt from when I oversalted the system, but yeah, hopefully this year, fingers crossed, I'll do a lot better. And yes, I have just finished spraying these brassicas as well, and also blasted a couple of aphids I saw under one of those cabbage leaves. So there you go. I will leave it there now, folks. Cheers all. Have a top one.